to get closer to the snow and really take a close picture of the snow, you know. I don't know how much closer we'll get to it.
I thought in these times I might read a little bit from Marcus Aurelius on social activism for these times and see what the Stoics have to say. He says the social consciousness of Stoicism is not, however, a summons to the activism of mass movements. Civic virtue is a mirage unless anchored in the inner virtue of each citizen. For the Stoic, the best antidote to outer turmoil is inner peace. In Marcus's words, how much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks, but only to what he does himself, that it may be done just and purely. And elsewhere he writes, for nowhere, either with more quiet or more freedom from trouble, does a man retire than into his own soul, particularly when he has within him such thoughts that by looking into them he is immediately perfected in tranquility. Thus does the Stoic define himself as a rational being in the face of all that beggars rationality. In Shakespeare's words, there is nothing either good or bad, but that thinking makes it so. Marcus, quoting the cynic Monimus, puts it even more succinctly. All is opinion. So really what he's saying there is that all of us have to be the person that makes the world a better place. Not just get under a banner and march with it, but be it. And that our best hope is to mind our business, to not be nosy and engaged in guessing what others are thinking or doing or talking about, but paying attention to our own deeds and our own thinking, our own being, to make sure that we're maintaining a purity and a sincerity, an earnestness, a humanity in how we're living our life, a life of kindness and a life of concern, a life of sobriety. Being a quality person in this time is extremely important. To be a person who's dedicated to truth, to be a person who's full of integrity, whose words and deeds and thoughts are in alignment, not to be fork-tongued, not to be grandiose, not to be drunk on our own egoism. Now more than ever, the world needs people of integrity, needs people of the heart, people who know the temporary nature of this life and the importance of how we live, how we act, who we are in the face of adversity. Be strong.